Welcome to the Mukilteo Football Show. My name is Miles. The Horse Bowl is over. 73 minutes of football and 7 field goals. No touchdowns. Welcome to Thursday Night Football, streaming on Amazon. Al Michaels was the star of today. We know him so well, and we've listened to him call so many games that we can just hear the sardonic tone of disbelief. You know, just his tone the whole game just told us, I know that this sucks. We all know that this sucks. It's just after like Indianapolis kicked a field goal near the end of the half to make it 3-6. He said, well, what do you know? You know, just the tone. The tone. He actively said this game is the type of game you'd want on a 5th region on CBS on Sunday. And there was a couple just plays like a screen pass that Russell Wilson threw that Al Michaels is calling doomed, you know, before the running back even catches it. I just enjoyed Al Michaels today. It's just tone of boredom. Oh, the Horse Bowl. What it could have been. You bet on one horse to win, you bet on another to show. But I agree with Michaels. It was so bad, it was good. Kirk Herbstreit did not agree with that, but I did. I had a blast torching this game and reading people's torchings of it on the internet. Matt Ryan, the Colt. Russell Wilson, the Bronco. This would have been a fun matchup in the mid-2010s when they were both birds, Falcon and Seahawk, respectively. But this game, I mean, even like the football gods hate us even more. Not only are both these quarterbacks playing poorly, but their exciting running backs, Jonathan Taylor for the Colts, Javonte Williams for the Broncos, are out. Williams for a while, unfortunately. So we're watching Mike Boone and Phillip Lindsay just gouge my eyes out. Oh, Wilson and Ryan, they did play poorly. They deserve criticism. You know, Russell Wilson is just lost, man. He's doing that thing where and I know Russell Wilson well, Seahawks fan here, watched him for a full decade. He's doing that thing where he's clapping on the sideline to give the appearance of leadership, but there's no eye contact. There's nothing there. He's doing it for the cameras. He's doing it for his robot, Russbot. Again, we did not name him Danger Russ. Anybody who tells you Seahawks fans called him Danger Russ, no. He gave himself that nickname. And then Matt Ryan, just on the other sideline, is just livid. I just love that. I like Herbstreit's idea, actually. Before both of them are just playing so bad. So before overtime, Herbstreit's idea is you throw Elway in a 7 and Peyton in an 18 for overtime. Let's see what happens. Oh, it was good. There will be those, of course. I'm sure Booger McFarland will get on there and say, America just can't handle a good defensive battle. Like, this wasn't good defense. It was just bad football, poor officiating. The Triple Crown. Appropriate for the Horse Bowl. Injuries, too. Ooh, the Quadruple Crown. This was a bad game. Bad game to watch on TV. Streaming. Sorry, on Amazon Prime. And then after the game, Richard Sherman on post-game just ripping into Russell Wilson. First of all, needs some acting classes. There's just something weird about it. But he, in my opinion, disingenuously roasting Russell. He's like, run the ball. I've been there. Broncos defense, you got to be historically good. Like, Sherman, do you want George Kittle to get up there and talk about how you got roasted by Sammy Watkins in the 2019 Super Bowl? And say, guard Sammy Watkins and I'd have a ring right now. Do you want Russell up there saying, if you didn't give up 14 points in the fourth quarter to blow a 10-point lead, we wouldn't have had to be at the 1-yard line? Sherman he was being a little bit too harsh on Russell. And I'm no Russell Wilson fan, of course, being a Seahawks fan and going through our breakup with him as we're doing right now. Boring game. So I guess on to baseball. Aaron Judge, 62 home runs. Congrats to him. I know everybody's wondering, what do you think about that? Do you think he's the real home run king? No, I don't. I think that Bonds hit 73, McGwire hit 70. I think that happened, and taking it away would just be like pretending that I've vetted every other number for steroids and misdoing. Like, come on. It happened. Okay, people were cheating. There was steroids, just to pretend that only the stuff you know about. Are you going to go through and make sure Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron and every single home run counts, But it does suck that those players were taking steroids in the steroid era of baseball, because think about what this would have been. How am I on such a baseball thing? I was just joking, but think about what Aaron Judge hitting 62 home runs this week would have been without the McGwire, Sosa, Bonds steroid stuff. This would have been 61 years later, after Yankee Roger Maris broke Babe Ruth's record, which is 88 years ago. And this would have been another Yankee doing that. I mean, this would have been insane. We would have actually watched baseball. And Wild Card Weekend coming up. Mariners, let's do this. Defend United States of America's honor. Beat those Canadian Blue Jays. This is America's pastime. And Mariners, as I'm from Seattle, just want a home playoff game. That is what I want. I think that would be so cool. So beat those Blue Jays. Go M's. All right, Mukilteo Football Show. The show is football, everything. NFL history, legacy, ups and downs of a season. Follow us at MUK_football on Twitter. Subscribe, share, review, Apple, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you get your podcasts. We have shows Thursday after Thursday Night Football, Sunday after Sunday Night Football, and Monday after Monday Night Football. So now we're going to get into a Week 5 preview where I pick 4 games and I pick the lines against the spread. I was 3-1 last week. Chiefs and Eagles, I had them. They covered comfortably. The Ravens barely, and then I was just dead wrong about the Rams over 49ers. So for the year, I'm 12-4, picking against the spread. Amazing. I don't know what's going to happen after this, but for now, just enjoying the success. And it's 4 weeks in. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. We know nothing about the NFL. The 2022 NFL season has just begun. All right, let's get to the first game. Giants at Packers. Or is it Packers at Giants? Or is it just Packers and Giants in London? I don't know. A London game. I just wanted to get a London game on the preview. At least one. And hey, both teams are 3-1. Packers 3-1, Giants 3-1, but it's a bit of mirage, isn't it? Giants, I mean, what? They beat the Bears, they beat the Panthers, uninspiring wins, and then they stole one from the Titans with that week 1 2-point aggressive thing. So Brian Dable deserves credit. Saquon Barkley's a superstar, but nobody's really putting the Giants up there with the teams that are going to be around in December or January. And now Daniel Jones is banged up. I think he's going to play. I mean, he's limited practice, so he's going to play. But how effective is he going to be? Especially since we all watched the Monday Night Football game where he made the plays with his legs against the Cowboys. And without that, God, what is it going to be? Are they going to have to start throwing to Richie James or, God forbid, Kenny Golladay? It's not going to be great. The Packers, meanwhile, are on a 3-game winning streak. But even them, things just don't feel quite right. I just don't know about Aaron Rodgers right now. And I've been here a couple times in his career where he just gets to the point where, like, malicious compliance, like doing the play exactly how it's supposed to be and just throwing it away when it wasn't available. Like, yeah, that's how you drew it up, isn't it? Then I threw it away. Just, he did this in the divisional game, didn't audible at anything, just kind of cold and silent, just let the coach's crappy game plan play out as if to show them, ha, I got you. It's like you're making your own team lose. That's how it feels to me. And, people aren't that worried about Aaron Rodgers because we already had this built-in narrative of Aaron Rodgers is going to start. There's going to be no Devonta Adams, new receivers, he has to break them in. So it's just so easy to chalk it up to that. We got 32 teams full of dozens of relevant players playing every 7 days. Like Aaron Rodgers, we don't have time to reevaluate that. It kind of looks like the thing we thought moving on, But Randall Cobb looks spry. Romeo Doubs is getting open. Yeah, he dropped one, but I'd rather have a guy getting open deep than worry about a couple rookie drops. Getting open deep is the harder thing. Alan Lazard is fine. I mean, is this really that bad? I don't know. But the Packers getting a nice little time here. Bailey Zappi last week, a hobbled Daniel Jones here. Green Bay's favored by 8. I will take Green Bay to cover that 8. Next game. The Atlanta Falcons travel to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Falcons are interesting. Mina Kimes podcast, the Millennial Falcons. I love that. Though if they were truly the Millennial Falcons, they wouldn't be running the ball so much. Millennials want passing. But Arthur Smith, the Falcons, they are running it, and it's hard to argue with what they're doing. They're generally overmatched in personnel, but they're grinding out wins. If they had just beat the Saints in week 1, they'd be in a super good position, but they blew that lead. 168 rushing yards per game. Play action on 48.2% of the snaps. This is that Tannehill Henry thing that we saw in Tennessee in 2019 and 2020. This run, play action deep. It can be on first down. It can be anywhere. It's not pure establish the run. It's just sorry about your bad luck defense. You've got to play the run all the time because they're just play actioning so much. And Mariota, the key to and the difference that I'm seeing in the Falcons, who have the Arthur Smith offense, and the Titans, who are kind of pretending to still have the Arthur Smith offense, helps that the Falcons actually have Arthur Smith, is that when they do play action, they're throwing deep. And Mariota hasn't been a deep quarterback, but he's doing it. Though Cordarrelle Patterson IR, that hurts because he was kind of taking that Henry role. We'll see how the other running backs can do against the Bucs defense, who I would have said is very good against the run. But on Sunday Night Football, they kind of got toasted on the ground by Kansas City, just as much as they did through the air. So, but I mean, hey, NFL's week to week, right? Tom Brady, he's going to get a lot of headlines tomorrow, especially he had this press conference today where they were asking him like some question about how great is the NFL with all this parity and all these teams 2-2. And Tom Brady just said, it's just bad football. I'm just watching a lot of bad football. And then the Colts-Broncos game comes, and that has really amplified that statement. That's why I say it's going to be a big deal, because that, like I said, 73 minutes and 7 field goals was not fun to watch tonight's Thursday Night Football game. I do think it's bad passing offense right now. We are seeing something happening. We are seeing that pendulum swing. We're seeing some run games get going. And maybe it's just defenses have gotten a little smaller. Maybe it's that defenses are just begging teams to run it so much that now some teams are obliging a little too successfully. I don't know. Tom Brady in the offense, I get bad vibes. Bad vibes out of the defense too after that Chiefs game. And they got older stars. Shouldn't they be like thriving in September? And now they're getting more and more beaten up. You can see where I'm going. The Tampa Bay's favored by 9. That is massive. This is in Tampa Bay. I'm going to take the Falcons to cover this 9. I'm going to take the Falcons to cover this 9. If the Falcons win, it'll send shockwaves, but I just think the Buccaneers are not right now. And the offense that flashed in really garbage time against the Chiefs, they were just trying to keep the game within double digits. I don't know that that's real. So, I don't know. I'm gonna roll with it. Why not? All right. The next game. Cincinnati Bengals go to Baltimore Ravens. I did not look at the weather report. I don't know if it's going to be another rainy Baltimore night. Strolling the Baltimore streets with Edgar Allan Poe. Quoth the Raven. Nevermore. I don't know why he sounds like that. Quoth the Raven. Edgar. Do we know what Edgar Allan Poe sounds like? Was he before the radio and all that stuff? I think he was. I think he was like 19th century. Anyway, the Cincinnati Kitty Cats, the Bengals, presumably in their orange today. They won't be the Siberian Tigers away against the Ravens here. Both teams are 2-2. Very different ways. The Bengals have bounced back from being 0-2 and getting all these Super Bowl hangover headlines. Now they're 2-2, and now there's kind of a fresh start building. Meanwhile, the Ravens are 2-2, but not happy about it. They definitely feel like they could have been 4-0, right? They blew last week's lead of 17 points to the Bills. They blew week 2's lead at 21 points to the Dolphins. So leads of 17 and 21 blown, and that's their 2 losses. Ravens favored by 3. God, I'm not really enthused about either team. I guess I'm not enthused about anybody. Like Tom Brady says, there's bad football out there. I'll take the Bengals -3 here. I have my concerns about the Bengals, but I do think they match up well against the Ravens. I mean, they blew out the Ravens twice last year. And it wasn't just that Joe Burrow went absolutely ham on a depleted secondary. The Ravens couldn't move the ball very well against the Cincinnati defense. And that was part of those blowouts. And that they can run the ball even less now. The Ravens, that's why they're giving up big leads. Yeah, I think that the Cincinnati defense, which is one of my favorite parts of 2021, is gonna come and do a good job on Lamar here. Because the Ravens are just relying on Lamar too much. And we're starting to see the variance of what that means when you put so much on your superstar quarterback. They cannot run the ball. Where did the 2019 Ravens go? One of the best running teams in history. Now they're blowing these leads because they can't run. Just so interesting. And then maybe, I think Mixon looks bad. I think Burrow honestly looks uncomfortable. So I'm not like super into the Bengals. But this is a Bengals defense take. Or a Jamar Chase take. He did have 326 yards in 2 games against the Ravens. And you might say, the Ravens secondary was very banged up in those games. Well, they're banged up now too, buddy. All right, next game. Wait, is this Sunday Night Football? Cincinnati at Baltimore? Ooh, that'll be fun. I hope that I'm right. All right, next game. On to Monday Night Football, the Las Vegas Raiders traveled to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. The Raiders they avoided 0-4 with the win over the Broncos last week, so they're now 1-3, and they've kind of put themselves in the position of needing to win this game on the road against the Chiefs, which is not ideal. I'm sure they were hoping for some buffer here as they kind of gel, their new offense and their new coach, but they're actually needing this game, and that kind of sucks for them. The tale so far for the Raiders has been red zone. They're just not converting, and they have all these stars: Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs, I guess. Josh Jacobs is definitely the one who broke the red zone curse last week. He's the one who got in week 4, 212 yards. I love Josh Jacobs. I love when a running back comes back thinner and faster, losing some weight. I always cringe at the headline, in the middle of June that says this running back's bulking up to take more impact. Like, okay, well, he's going to be too slow to play now, and he's going to suck. I hate bulking up. Russell Wilson, I feel like, is bulking up and has lost all his mobility. Don't bulk up. Don't bulk up, people. Chiefs are favored by 7 here. Oh, man. I'm not ready to... I'm not really calling the Chiefs like pure Terminators, because of the Colts game, parts of the Chargers game. But I do think there's something brewing here for the Chiefs offense. Definitely. With all these running backs, all these tight ends, these heavier packages, but still space for Mahomes. Okay, yeah. I'll take Chiefs. Chiefs -7. Maybe this ends up being a Devontae Adams game and I regret it. That would be fun. But I'm pretty confident in the Chiefs. So, all right. I'll be back Sunday after Sunday Night Football, and Monday after Monday Night Football. We'll get those reviews of Week 5 going. Thanks for tuning in, and good night.